Hello, I'm Carolyn Evans, Trichologist at Absolique Hair Health Clinic. We're going to show you how to measure and map out, to take microscopic images with your own USB microscope. We call it a scope session. We use this for diagnosis and also tracking of hair loss treatments or stabilization, or sometimes you might stop a certain treatment and you're not sure, and you might want to see, is it going back, is it holding it? It just tells you so much. It's basically a microscopic before and after. The first one, of course, will be the diagnosis. So we're in Brisbane and Sydney in Australia, but a lot of you can't visit us. So we've developed this so we can help you wherever you may be in the world to follow the pathway. So you take the images and then you would basically email them to me. We've created all these different pathways which we're going to go through how to do it today, and then we teach you how to label them, and there's certain things that you must send to me, and then we can do what we call a Skype consultation to give you a diagnosis of your specific hair problem, and then we can recommend some hair loss treatments if you like. We do take a holistic approach. So we're just going to go through, we always start in the back of the head first, and then we move throughout different locations on the scalp. So we're looking at the hair cycle, and as always we say that it's not just about the pattern thinning, but we do look in there as well, and then we can give you, as we say, a correct diagnosis. So I have already measured up, so this area is the terminal area, and through the back we want to measure. Our first one is from the nape, which is the beginning of your hairline, and the first measurement is 5 centimeters, and this is all written down, and we can email this out to you when you're ready. So we've got 5 centimeters up from the nape, and then we go to the side hairline, and we're going to hold and measure across. So we've given you some suggested markings, which we're going to go 5 centimeters, 7 centimeters, 9 centimeters, 11 centimeters, and 13 centimeters. So of course we want to use a nice marker. A pen won't do, so this is more of a fine point permanent marker, and we obviously take the marks off once we're finished. And then we want nice clean lines. You would go in with your USB microscope, and we choose to be the left of the mark or the right of the mark. Because you can see that mark there. If I go to the left or to the right, we've got about 5 millimeters difference, so we want to be as accurate as possible. You might need someone to help you to do this, of course. So get a friend or family member, and then you go in with your USB microscope, and we want to capture the image. Okay, so the program that you use attached to your USB microscope should keep the images in order, and we've given you the image numbers all written down as well. So we just keep moving across, and you always want to get quite a clean image. The other thing is you want to use something that is as close to 60 times magnification as possible. So there's 5 images there, so on and so on, but we're going to show you how to move up to the next level. These little clips are really handy, holding the hair out of the way. And my next pathway is 10 centimeters up from the nape, because again it shows us a different picture of the hair cycle. Sometimes it looks exactly the same as our 5 centimeter mark. Again, it gives us accuracy, especially to start with, to decide what sort of treatment we want. So 10 centimeters up. You do have to get good at sectioning. Again, I'm using my trusty tail comb. It's just a comb with a tail. Makes it very easy. And then we go into above the ears. We've given you the measurements again. So we go just on top of the ear and across. And for here we want to go in 7 centimeters, 9, 11, 13 and 15. So just about every pathway we do about 5 images. Here I'm going to go to the right of the mark as well. So you just do what you were doing before. Get a nice clean section and go in and take photos. So we're always trying to take the photos of the hair sort of coming down. So you don't want to get the hair sort of spreading up and down. We want to see it in what we call natural fall. So that's our 2 pathways in our terminal area, and then we come around and we want to do what we call the right side diagonal. So we go from, just turn that around a little bit, from the point in front of the ear, here, and we look at where your particular crown is. So I can see the crown is here, so we do a straight line, diagonal up. This is all written down for you. We need to come down that crown just a little bit, and that creates my new pathway. And once again, we've given you some suggested measurements of where we would expect to see if there's any changes taking place. And here, we measure, I hope you can see that okay there, hold it up, and then we measure in at 5, 7, 9, 11, and 13. The reason why we do this is we can see if there's any changes here for the hair cycle, but coming up in here, you can be getting onto the pattern thinning for men and women, so we're just going to see if there's any changes taking place. Again, you choose right or left of mark. I personally prefer here to go to the left because I've got the other hair clipped up on the right. Same thing, get a nice clean section. Go in, hair as much as you can. Obviously, always check your focus and capture your image, and you keep going up through here. The next one would be our recession. So when we're doing the recession, the first thing we want to do is measure through the middle of the head. Okay, so we've got some ones here. So that was our diagonal, and from our recession we want to measure across from the middle of the head, and then we're going to go diagonal up through here. So I'll just show you what we mean there. For these ones, the measurements will change because everyone's recession is going to be different. Everyone's original hairline is going to be slightly different. So I want just a part in the middle of the head where your nose is. So straight up from your nose, and then we just clip that hair back. And I want to see the highest point of the recession. So that is where I can see that some hairs are changing, and we're going to draw a line from the middle of the nose. So I want to know how far across from the center to here it is, so we know we can find the same location next time. So again, we've written it all down, but it will be different for everybody. So we just put that there. And I would say where I need to start is on 5 centimeters. And then you write it down. Then we get our next line. So I'm just going to sneak around here. So now I want to go from the center and we go diagonal. And that will create the line that I'm going to measure and mark out. Thank you. Now I'm just going to come around this way a little bit for me. So now I need to change the numbers because this will be different. So what you want to do is always come right on the very front of the hairline where you can just see the hair. So pretty much where I put my dot before is right, which is 8 centimeters. Then you go close together here. So you want to go 9, 10, 11, 12. If your recession is further back, then you start further back. If you've got little fine hairs, you start further forward. So it will change for everybody. And then here I like to go to the left, again because I've got that hair already clipped up to the right. Oh, actually, we'll change that. We'll pull it down and we'll actually go to the right here because I can see there's some little hairs in there. So, right, always write down whether you've gone to the left or the right. Check the clarity of the images that you're taking. And always make sure you have nice, clean lines. Obviously, this takes a little bit of practice. I've been doing this for a long time. You just move all the way back. Then we would go through to the left side, so we go up to the diagonal, then you would do your recession, and then we would come around and we're going to go straight through the middle on the front because things can change through here for pattern thinning and also on the crown. So we've got our center part already there. Now just look at our numbers for top and crown. So that's what your top and crown would look like. So we're going to go from the nose first, back for our top, and then to our crown. So your nose doesn't generally move, so it's really a good place to start with. And again, because everyone's hairline is different, you have to write the measurements down that are specific for you. I would always want you to start just on the hairline, because we want to see, is it growing back? So here, just on the hairline from the bridge of the nose. I hope you can see that okay. I'm going to go in 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, and then you write that down. And then while I'm here, I'm going to measure the crown, which will be just over this, and we're going to go 16, 17, 18, 19 and 20. So always at least 5 images on each pathway. And then you choose, are you going to go to the left of the mark or to the right of the mark? I'm right-handed, so through here I generally go to the right. So again, nice clean section, just on that hairline. And what you should see is some miniaturized hairs. And you just keep going through so on and so on. Through the front and crown, depending on what your specific concerns are, you may want to go 1 centimetre or 2 centimetre apart. So here I've gone 1 centimetre. So that's how you map out the scalp. Okay, starting terminal, right side, left side, front and top. Okay, so then you label all the images as we had written down all of the instructions how to do it, and then you would basically email all of that to me with some specific questions that we ask. So if you're interested in getting a diagnosis and you can't come and see me in person in Brisbane or Sydney, please drop us a line, info@absolique.com.au, and we'll let you know what you need to do. So I hope that really helps. Thank you so much.